I have thought about nothing else for the last 48 hours. This comment has haunted me. Go ahead, read it. Because this whole video is going to be about this single comment. Because I truly have not been able to get this off my mind for the last 2 days. And I just want to say, thank you. Originally, this channel was just a way to get Harry Potter and the First Time Readers, the podcast that I started, to more people. I started watching a lot of podcasts, and they were all on YouTube, and I figured I better have my own podcast on YouTube. But after a few weeks of that, it kind of transitioned into something more. It became more of a community where Harry Potter nerds could hang out with me and watch movies with me and talk over theories, and I loved it. Because Harry Potter was a common shared obsession that we all had. And I've always loved the idea of obsession. Healthy obsession, obviously, because unhealthy obsession, as our very own Professor Slughorn once stated, is not to be underestimated. Speaking, of course, of the love potion that he thought was the most dangerous potion in the room at that time. This kind of obsession is gross and disgusting, but healthy obsession is all about sharing passion. It's all about unapologetically loving something. And that is really what I want the MO of this channel to be about. I want this channel to be centered on the things that people love and are obsessed with. So I want to talk more about the things that I love and the things that I obsess over, because in them I find a deep human connection to people. So I want to talk later in this video about the future of this channel and the kinds of content that I'm going to get into with some other friends of mine, and just like where this channel is going. Because when it comes down to it, I'm obsessed over so many small little things in my life. I love Harry Potter so much. I love Jim Dale, which might be controversial because all you nerds out there who love Stephen Fry hate Jim Dale. But I love him. I grew up listening to him, and you will never get me off the throne of loving Jim Dale. Ever. I will die on that hill. I love Lord of the Rings, which, just to state, is why I made some critiques about Rings of Power in the first place. My love of the former just crushed me when I watched the latter. And to be honest, I still want to make videos that are critiquing certain things, but I'd rather stick to content more about gushing about the beauty of the world and about the beauty of people creating things that are incredible. But yeah, I'm obsessed with a lot of things in my life. I love Gustav Holst's Planetary March, particularly Jupiter, which is what I am currently listening to. Last year, it was my most listened to song on Spotify Wrapped, and I am unashamed to admit that. And part of the reason I'm obsessed with that piece of music is because my other obsession with the show, Bluey, which, for those of you who didn't know, I have another full podcast breaking down each episode of Bluey. The podcast is called Obsession Bluey. The first season was just me, and the second one is now slow, but it's with my nieces. I love that show so much. Anyway, that show has an episode that features that song, and it's a children's show that made me weep. It is a beautiful piece of media, and something I am unabashed to celebrate and enjoy. These things have fanned the love that I felt toward good children's literature like Harry Potter and Chronicles of Narnia, and even Charlotte's Web. So much that I've actually been considering dropping everything to go for some kind of PhD in children's literature. I love it that much. And my obsession with it leads me to the children's section the first minute I step into a bookstore. That is the first place I always go, looking for my favorite children's picture book of all time, and one that I can rant on for hours. It is another current obsession that I have. It's the book, The Fate of Fausto. It is a brilliant book. It is so weird, but it is so brilliant. And this obsession with children's literature has led me to love the artist and illustrator Oliver Jeffers. And I've seen some of his exhibitions in New York City and have slowly grown more and more in love with his artistry, as a lot of the world already is in love with his illustrations in children's literature. Now this went on and fanned the flame of my love of good art. And when I visited London this past month, the thing I was most excited to see was all the art. Stolen art maybe, which I won't get into as it's a very touchy subject. but the art was incredible. Now, I still think the Met in New York City has better art, and I have an obsession with it, but I also have a love-hate relationship with it, being from New Jersey and now having to pay $30 for everything every single time I want to go. I could go on another rant as this as well, but I'm holding back. But suffice it to say, it's all because it's the stupid lead curate over there who is a hoarder. We New Jerseyans know all about it. But anyway, I love London, and I love the art scene over there. And spending time in those galleries with someone gushing about the artwork and how incredible it was the highlight of my entire trip. All these obsessions in my life have led me to form deeper connections with people. Because, as C.S. Lewis once said, friendship is born at the moment when one man says to another, "What? You too?" And this small little channel on Harry Potter has led me to meet so many amazing people who share this obsession. And it's led me to find real and meaningful friendships with so many people who are part of this channel and who we chat with in book club. I found so many incredible people who go out of their way to send me some children's literature, or maybe just a kind letter or an email, or even an attempt to send some South African sweets. Thank you, Cecilia. From someone who lately in life has felt the struggle to have deeper connections with people, this has truly helped me feel connected. And this is why I just love sitting next to another person who is gushing about all the things that they are obsessed over. Even if I have no interest in it at all, I love listening to someone who genuinely loves something. Because when they start to describe it, it's like you can see them slowly unfurling as they describe whatever it is that they love. Be it cycling, or zinnias, or a well-cooked steak, whatever it is. I love obsession. And hearing people gush about the things that they love. So, this is really what I want this channel to be all about. Because my love of literature and good stories has led me to read Harry Potter, which has led me to start this channel, which now leads me to want to make more content about the things I love and obsess over. Now, the idea of first-time reads and first-time watchers has always been enthralling to me because I get to vicariously experience something that I love as if it were for the first time again. So this channel is going to continue to go full into that, as we're putting together new seasons of Harry Potter and the First-Time Readers, but also we're going to start up the Fellowship of the First-Time Readers pretty soon, which is a read-through of The Lord of the Rings. And we're going to start some movie content called First Time Watchers and create a book club with more friends that we dissect some of the greatest books of the 21st century. So there's a lot of this content coming out for me that is all centered on obsession. But I also want to make a lot of extra Harry Potter content. I want to write my own fan fiction, which I'm in the process of writing one at the moment, and create more movies and book comparisons, as I love that. I want to do live watches of all the episodes when the HBO series comes out because I am falling in love with the idea of watching and reading books with other people. It just adds a fun dynamic because usually when I finish watching something, I just want to talk about it with another person. So this channel will do some of that as well. And while this comment has absolutely kicked my butt and kind of course corrected me a bit, I still do want to do critique as well, as I think it is valuable and can really help people talk over the things that we love and obsess over as well. So while I may do less of this, I still want it to be part of the channel in some way. And over the next few months, I want to make videos on everything I had mentioned above as well. I want to make a video on why I love Holt's Planetary March and why I love the show Bluey. That would take years for me to explain, and my podcast will explain all of that if you ever listen. I want to make videos and I want to be passionate. I want to model my life after the people who were nerds but unapologetic about what they loved. I want to be like Steve Irwin and Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers because those men loved what they loved. No matter how much fun people made of them for what they did, I just want to be like them. Known for passion. And Steve Irwin even said that himself, that if there's one thing he wants to be known for, it's for passion and enthusiasm. And he had that in droves. The world is chock full of people ranting about things and being annoyed, and I can be like that at times. But there is really no comparison to passion, to obsession, to love. And while this whole video is really unorganized and all over the place, as I've kind of written this in the last 20 minutes without any real edits, I hope I can continue to convey these things because I want to be around people equally as passionate and enthusiastic about the things that I am. And I want to be equally and passionate about the things that they are obsessed over. And even if we poke fun at each other for being nerds, as we do in the comments or in a Discord or in messages we send to each other, deep down, we know that we're really the same. We know we're poking fun because we found our tribe. The people who love the same things that we love. And the place that we found to be a home. And really, the world could use a bit more homely feel to it. Anyway, see you next time.